Hello, and welcome to another Blender 3D Basics video tutorial. Today we're going to look at pivot points. So the menu for the pivot points is right down here, and see it says pivot points, and we're going to look at active elements. When active element is selected, all our objects in the scene will rotate based on the location of the active element. So as you can see, you kind of see that is what they are doing. So, and we can go into edit mode too. Now it's important to realize that an active element can be a vertex, it could be multiple, it can be an edge, and it can be a face. It can be basically, and it can be, like I said, multiple of the faces. Okay, so that is the active element, and we're going to look at next is the median point. Now, the median point will do its best to calculate the center of gravity of the entire scene. Now you can see all the objects, they're no longer rotating around this object. They are now all rotating around the center, somewhere around the center, which would be in here. So, and then same thing in edit mode. Oh, that was edit mode, I'm sorry. Now we get the same effect if we go into object mode. And we see that they're all spinning around the center. It's easier to see from the top view. So why are pivot points important? It's because when we're modeling and we trying to zoom in on a specific area of our model, it might be hard to get to depending on which pivot point you're using. And you might have to change pivot points. Now, when I model, I usually use the 3D cursor, and it's just usually where I'm going, I usually have the 3D cursor in that position. So it's pretty much, to me, it's the easiest way to do it. It's always selected, and it keeps me focused and organized. So when you select the 3D cursor mode right here, you're basically telling you're telling Blender to use the origins around the cursor as your pivot point. And I know when I was first starting out, I get myself into this place and I wouldn't be able to zoom in on anything, and I'd be going crazy trying to figure out how come. And it was because my pivot points were not set up correctly. Another thing to be aware of as well is the origins. So I'm going to go back here, and you can see in object mode, the origin of this selected object is right here, this orange dot. That's our origin. And we can set, using this over here, if we wanted to align, we can set the origin to the 3D cursor. So now the origin is on this one, even though this one is not selected. which is interesting. And you can even see the 3D cursor as I rotate is rotating in pretty much 360 degrees. Um, so basically, this is how you can um, use pivot points and your origin location to center not the project that or the mesh that you're working on at the moment, but to center your view on a particular part of the mesh. Now, if we go back into edit mode, I just want to show you. You'll see these. It's probably easier to see on the side. You see these dots here. Right now, I'm in face. I've selected the face settings, and the center of this is my origin point for this face. So that's what that dot is there. And when I select that, and I'm going to do a Shift S, cursor to selected, you see the cursor goes right to the center of that one face that I selected. And now that is the new origin point as well. And mainly because I've selected it in 3D cursor. And now we're going to select all 4 of these. Actually, we'll do them all. And we're going to do Shift S again. And what it did was it found the center of all of the faces. So when I'm using the rotate command, I use this a lot because it keeps everything spinning correctly. I usually don't want to offset anything. So if my 3D cursor is over here and I hit rotate, whoa, well, we got a big problem. But anyway, that's another tutorial for another day. So that's it. That is pivot points. I hope you learned something from it, and I hope you choose to follow and subscribe. We will be back with more. Thanks for watching. Bye.